Hello, this is Ryan, and once again, I'm joined with the larruping, legendary Lee Canady. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Doing swell. It's in the lower 60s here in Mexicantown in Detroit, Michigan. Can you tell with the Mexican and American flags flying behind us? We're in Mexicantown here on Werner Highway or Werner something. Check it out. In fact, I'm not sure if you can see it, but behind us is the geodesic dome. Look up Buckminster Fuller, sunlight unwinding from the log. He came up with geodesic domes, and the brother of Jack White bought that geodesic dome back there about 20 years ago, and I don't think he owns it anymore, but he did for a second. Anywho, that's where we are, and that's who you are. You are the America's first black record store owner to buy records in bulk direct from the manufacturer, Lee Canady. 1959 to 1984, Lee's Monroe Music stood in Detroit, Michigan. And today we're doing a lightning round. Some quick questions, and take your time to answer back and forth. And the first question we'll do is, what's your favorite thing about Detroit?
I just love living here. You know, it's been good to me, so I don't know what the most favorite things. I was able to get a start here better than I have when I came here, so I don't know. I'm just glad to be in Detroit.
Well, you know, we're driving around today, and you're telling me about how things used to be compared to how they are, and we were driving around 2 days ago. We filmed here in Detroit, and same thing. In fact, it was so good, I want to get one or two even cameramen in my car, sit in the back seat, and you and I sit up in the front. I'll drive, you be in the front seat, and tour guide us around Detroit one day. And in fact, in the meantime, if someone visited Detroit, where should they go, Mr. Tour Guide?
I don't know what's happening now because I'm not in the clique now. You know what I'm saying?
You're on your scooter.
Yeah, but I still don't. I've done that before, you know.
Okay, so where are some favorite spots in Detroit? Places you enjoy personally?
They're no longer there now.
That Detroit is dead.
Right, for me, because I don't go to strip clubs. You know, I don't do what they do now. I don't know what they're doing. I don't go to rap places. So they don't have jazz. Where they have jazz at? Who come in here?
Let's hop in a time machine. In fact, it's not just you and I. It's some other people. We're visiting Detroit. Let's say back in the 60s. Where would you steer them to? They walked into your store and said, "Hey, I'm in town for a couple of days. They're there at your store. Where do you steer them to?"
Well, I asked them first, what do you want to hear? If they're messed up, I want to hear some blues. Then I tell them what the blues are.
All right.
If you want to hear some jazz, I tell them what the jazz are. If I want good food, I tell them what a restaurant that I go that I know about. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're out there, 5-star restaurant.
All right.
That's all I can do.
Let's try a couple. Someone who wants to hear blues in Detroit back in the day, not now. Where would you tell them to go?
They had places like Little Sonny. You can look in. They had pamphlets out tell you who's playing in Detroit at the time. You know, I can speculate. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, just from memory. Okay,
yeah, but according to who's there, I want to see him, but I want to see Edmund.
It was always week
it's
to
always
week,
week to week thing.
Yeah.
Week to week thing. I don't know who he is this week. They had Anita Baker here a couple of weeks ago. Who's coming here? Who's coming in town now? I don't know who's coming in town. So I can't steer anybody to go in the place because I don't know.
I'm saying we're hopping in a time machine. We're back in the day.
But you see, it's still about...
Because you wouldn't keep track of it for the long term. It was just kind of a short-term thing, week to week, like you said.
Well, in those days, up on Dexter, the Monarchy, there would be 6 days a week, 7 days a week, okay?
The first cafe in Michigan, the Minor Key.
Right, they'd be open. Now, on weekend, they would start at 6 in the evening to 6 the next morning. They would play on weekend.
All jazz music there.
All jazz music is there, you know?
And a hippie hunt as well.
Yeah. But, that was then. And when the artists would come in town, they would stay 10 days. But now they come in and leave the same night. Like Lou Rawls just come in and stay 10 days. And while they're here 10 days, he's in the store every day just about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be like that.
When they would stay for day after day, would they kind of work themselves into a froth? Would the show get better? Like what were the advantages of kind of really kind of having a mini residency in every town?
He have residence.
Well, like an artist in residence will stay somewhere for like a few months and just work from that location. It's almost like they have like a mini 10-day residence in Detroit playing every day. Like, what were the advantages? Like you say, they don't do that anymore.
Well, see, that has something to do with how much you paying, how much the man doesn't want you every day. Everybody, he might want you on just on weekend. He might just want you on one night. I don't know. See,
but they would be there all 10 days, though, you're saying.
Well, sometime at the time, he had a policy. They would play, they'd be open from 6 in the evening on weekends, okay? Yeah. And they open every night.
So if you're an artist on the road, you could take advantage of that and say, I'm going to spend a week playing here or 10 days playing here every night so I can make enough money to make it onto the next city and also make a few new fans here in this town on my travels.
Well, really, I don't know what they be thinking, but I'm just still saying that when you're making a deal with the contract, he said, I need an artist. Said Lou Raw, I need you from weekend. Can you do a show for me? You got 10 days. He said yes or no, and they signed the paper, and that's what it is.
Oh, it was contracted, okay.
Of course they don't have contracts.
So you never saw like an artist show up on the day of, hey, throw us on the bill tonight. That never happened?
The stories on what?
Whether a local artist or a touring one, you never saw them show up, on the day of a show and say, hey, we want to play tonight.
I don't know how they did it. I don't know.
Okay.
Everybody work your own thing with your own people that you work with. Same deal that you get. You might do it for me.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
So everybody, that's negotiation. I don't know what they're going to negotiate. Maybe what he do or what you do, I wouldn't do, or vice versa.
Let's hop back in that time machine. Someone's visiting town, and they like jazz music. Maybe you don't know what shows were happening, but what venues would be the happening places to go see jazz back in the day?
Well, usually at my store, there's always somebody come in and leave flyers. Like we got flyers out. Things out. They put them on a table, and you come in and pick up, and you go back home. You see what you want to do. That's the way it was then. That's one way they promoted.
Yeah.
Another one they put on the radio. You got enough money, you put on television. And some people did nothing but from word of mouth. It's how you promote yourself.
What were some jazz joints, some venues that you remember, though? Like if someone came into your store and let's just assume that every place was having a show. What were some places that would have jazz shows?
Like, said $20,000. They open something. There's somebody there every night. They have something going on there every night.
Guaranteed, pretty much.
And that's what the big club, they got something going on every night. A restaurant, they got food every day.
Well, okay, so restaurants. What were some good restaurants in town back in the day that you remember? Some that you ate at or even just that you heard about that were really good?
I ate at China at the on Cass.
Chinese restaurant there on Cass?
Yeah, that was my favorite. I didn't eat Chinese food everywhere. I only eat there. A couple of times I eat down there on John R., but I call it the black Chinese restaurant because you go in there. Black people like a Pepsi-Cola. But the Chinese restaurant I went to, it's Keywell now, it's called Chong on Cass Avenue. I'm sure everybody know about Chong. Well, they didn't have pop in there. They didn't have hot sauce in there. Hillary Clinton said she carried hot sauce in her purse.
Yeah.
What that mean? Black people like hot sauce, right?
Okay.
Black people didn't go to the Chinese restaurant on Cass.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, because they didn't have.
Well, I'm just saying that
it wasn't tailored to their taste.
I'm just saying that I went there and I was there having dinner with the Keywells, and they all went to the best places. And I was there one day, and Mayor Hubbard from Dearborn was there, and he had a canopy over his chair, and I'm sitting with my back behind him. And I made a joke. If he know I'm black, he would be
in his earshot, right?
Because I'm next to him.
Yeah.
And black people in that time, in those days, live in Inkster, didn't want to go Michigan Avenue because chances are you're going to get stopped by the police after 6 o'clock because you black or whatever.
Profiled.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mayor Harper was the mayor. You understand what I'm
Back
saying?
in those days, yeah.
Yeah, and now he's down at the Chinese restaurant, and this black guy's right behind him, back to back. He don't know this, that he's that close to me. You understand? You couldn't.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy who you come in the back door. You dig where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And we made a joke about that. I think I told you that once before.
Okay, let's hop back in our time machine one more time, maybe. Someone visits your store, and you already told them about the music in town. You already told them about the eateries in town. What else is there to do back in the day?
Yeah, a lot going on. Always something going on, man. They had after hours joints, but I wouldn't dare be caught in after hours joint.
You knew about it, but you never went there. Okay.
Right, they gambling, shoot, kill. I don't go to those places like that, man.
Neither would you probably recommend them because
no, you go where you want to go. I ain't in that crowd, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not to give out the information. I'm just saying, I wasn't that, you know.
Well, that was wonderful. That was a wonderful conversation. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was great. Talking about we went in our time machine back to I don't know, 60s, 70s Detroit.
I couldn't go into that because I wasn't there be caught in a situation like that. I wouldn't be there caught in an after-hour joint.
Now that's interesting. We talked already. It's pretty bad now, crime in Detroit, but back then you were guaranteed it's pretty bad.
It's been
if you went
bad.
A place
It's
like
been,
that back
been
then.
bad for us all the time. Ever since I've been in here 80 years, it's been bad for black people.
In America, or in Detroit.
One form or another, yes.
Yeah.
In the South, you had to pick cotton and, walk. I'm just still saying it's always a bad time. But we are doing better now.
Now that's the what of the bad, the why, the cause behind the hardships. What was that cause?
That's caused because you want to be that.
Self-made failure. We always think about self-made success.
Well, everybody be his own failure. Everybody's an individual. Some people just ain't got it, man. And so it ain't the time machine to do it. You want to put it on anybody. It's your brain thinking.
Yeah.
Because out there, you don't have to do it now.
Yeah.
That's what's the main thing. Control your own self. If everybody do that, we wouldn't have crime.
That's difficult. That's very difficult.
Everything is difficult to try to teach somebody what to do.
Yeah.
Give them punishment. That's the best way to do it.
Hard times create good men. Or strong men, I mean. Good and strong.
Absolutely. When you mess with me,
Look
you
at your
treat me
life.
strong because I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah.
So the more you come after me, the harder I'm going to keep you from coming after me. That's
Amen.
Everybody's the same way.
Amen.
So I'm just still saying, shoulda, coulda, woulda ain't going to happen. Just do the right thing. Do unto others that you wish to be do unto you. If everybody do that, we wouldn't have these problems. We're not going to solve them by talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. C. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, man. You don't have to do it because you have a hard time. People, everybody have a hard time.